I'm growing old, my friend.
Yes, you are. But you're never too old for the stage.
No, I am not. I can do anything. I can play any part.
You can. You have.
Nonsense. There are too many parts I've never played.
Like?
Hamlet.
Overestimated.
Not like Macbeth, certainly. He was a warrior, a fighter.
Exactly.
You remember the Trident Theatre production?
In Liverpool, of course.
1974. Everything was purple. This theatre, set, costumes, flares too. I tell a lie, there was a bit of silver. Silver ages to the flares.
Silver makeup.
No, except me. I was covered in blood from the battle. Then nothing for the arrival of the king. Then blood again after his death. Just a teardrop. By the end, it was a river flowing across my face diagonally, here to here.
We prepped each other for the audition.
Maggie's Cafe.
The Woodside Grill. We didn't dare go over the river until we were ready.
We both stood in the prow of the boat, watching the liver building getting closer.
The Woodside is coming to Dunsinane, I shouted.
You remember that fellow behind us, reading his Daily Mail?
Liverpool Echo.
When it was still a broadsheet.
You had a bag of chips.
We shared them.
I said, it'll clog your throat up.
Vinegar. It'll stimulate the nerve endings like embrocation.
Anyway, the fellow behind us shouted, Bravo! Haven't I seen you in Z cars? Which he may well have done.
Series 1, indeed.
Series 2.
You were a splendid Macduff. Do you remember our fight?
I felt terror.
We improvised the final minute.
Swords were made from old chair legs. Solid iron!
Table legs. I was so glad you didn't get Macbeth. You wouldn't have been right for it. Of course, you'd have done a decent job, but you are designed for sympathy, not violence.
Your audition was spellbinding. We brought your own follow spot to the audition. I couldn't match that sort of class.
We had to pay extra on the ferry. Counts as a passenger, pal. You didn't understand. I wanted a particular shadow, like a ghost Macbeth cannot abandon.
Leave, you said, not abandon.
No, it was unfair of me. But theatre is life itself. It is the blood behind our eyes.
The skin on our bones.
The air in our very last breath.
I wept when you died.
Oh, so did I.
I felt your body heaving in my arms.
I cried tears of my own blood. I had to operate a little hand pump behind my back. I kept some of it in a vial, made it into a necklace.
Pendant. Very few of us knew what it was.
You know, I lost it.
Mislaid it, I do know. You accused me.
Well, you kept asking to hold it.
Well, who can blame me? The blood and tears of Macbeth. It's the closest I got to playing him, holding his fluids. What did you think when we sat on the Mersey ferry going to the audition? Did you want me to get the part?
Where is the vial? I won't be cross.
Lock it. What's the best thing you've seen me in?
Oh, there's been so much. The Marat Sard, I think.
Ah, Marat. I had to wear a nappy and a tin bath for the whole show. I wore boxer shorts underneath.
Oh, goodness, you were electrifying. More blood in that performance, of course.
I also used a pump, concealed in the bath, operated by my right big toe.
This was after Macbeth, of course.
At the Scottish play.
1973?
1974. There was a World Cup in Mexico.
You were like a bolt of lightning. I remember you standing up in the bath during the singing of La Marseillaise, and it was as a storm had lit up the darkness.
Yeah, it was the neon light flickering.
No, you're too modest. You perched a Napoleonic hat upon your head, tightened up your loincloth and declaimed. The audience was shocked.
Yeah, the loincloth was held together with a safety pin.
Do you see the revolution? Do you still have faith in the revolution? Oh, wonderful.
A very delightful lady had helped me into the loincloth. Our eyes met.
Your eyes were always meeting someone or other.
Well, the theatre's a very intense place and dark. People get very close. I used to see you getting ready to go on. I don't think you knew I was watching in Endgame. Even off stage, you were class. You had your dark glasses on and you made your way from the dressing room to the entrance without stumbling or crashing into anything.
I made it look as if I was blind. But there was a pinhole cut in the lenses. I knew where I was going.
Did you? I didn't know that.
Secrets of the stage. You had them too. You were afraid of heights, but you still went up that ladder.
Ah, I wasn't me. It was Clov, the character. I was somewhere else.
Of course. You were splendid. I couldn't wait to sit in my bath chair, feel the warmth of the opening light, and know that we were utterly dependent on one another for the next 2 hours.
I didn't want to leave the stage.
I begin to grow aweary of the sun. Sometimes I think I am Macbeth.
A lavish golden sunset. You looked splendid.
I did. I know I shouldn't say it. It was the photograph they used in the Liverpool Echo. I couldn't believe it was me. I made a frame of it. I hung it up in my study.
I was so hoping it would end differently, that you would escape death.
Oh, I can't find it now, of course. I used to touch it for luck before every show.
I wanted you to defeat me. Whining little man, Macduff.
I had it in Endgame. I do know that. It was propped up on the mirror. You remember?
I wanted to spread my arms and have you run Macduff through his heart.
It was the first time we acted together.
Performed. I treasured every moment.
Do you regret not having a family?
Sometimes. Rarely.
I don't think I do. They say the theatre is your bride. I suppose you've been my family.
How nice of you to say.
Well, I think it's true. We've been lucky. What if I'd never found you?
Doesn't bear thinking about.
I'd have been jolly lonely.
You'd have found someone else.
No, I can't stand people.
Ah, you say that, but I've seen you in front of your audience, glowing, shining. Your eyes challenge them to dislike you, dare them not to admire your villains. They can't get enough of you. Women have to be carried out weeping when you're slain.
Audiences aren't people. They are darkness. All I see when I look out is the inside of my mind.
Only because your contacts aren't in. Spectacles in the early days, of course.
I'm always surprised to find I'm acting. When I say a line, it's the only thing I can say. Unless it's a quite dreadful play. New writing, for example.
You remember the experimental years?
Oh, all too sadly. I used to think there's enough beautiful writing in the world to last until the end of time. Why does anyone have to write something else?
Even your own play?
Well, I don't think that counts.
Well, it was new.
Well, it was very precious to me, still is. I used to have the original script somewhere, gone now, lost, I suppose.
I learned it, you know.
Learned it?
Not all of it. Some of the speeches of the actor character.
Well, that was me, the actor.
I know. That's why I learned them.
When did you do that?
Whenever I could. In the taxi, in my hotel room, if we were on tour, on the train, waiting in the wings, having supper in my digs.
Well, I suppose I should be flattered.
Would you like to hear some?
Why not? I was proud of it. I haven't thought about it for years.
Which bit would you like?
Oh, goodness, now, let me think. Perhaps my first show at drama school, the showcase. Oh, It was my proudest moment.
Macbeth again.
Oh, of course. Only you saw it for what it was.
You ready? Prompt me.
No, I don't have the script.
It's your life.
Which of us know the script of our own existences?
It is midnight. I am alone on the stage. Shadows are cast from lights. I cannot see. I think I hear a noise, footsteps in the wings. But it's my heartbeats. I breathe in the night air. The battlefield is beneath my feet. Macbeth's blood mingles with that of his Norwegian enemies. There is a taste of iron in my mouth. Shakespeare's very words seem to have cut open my heart. Around me there is no set. Our costumes will be the clothes in which we work, argue with our families, and make love to our muses.
I don't think I said that bit.
Pardon?
I don't think I wrote making love.
I think you did. I remember you talking about it.
Did I?
Yes, you did. You rather fell for the girl playing Lady Macbeth.
Well, who would not? I think you also felt something for her.
Of course I did. Was it obvious?
Very, but only to me. I saw you look away every time she was near. You couldn't sit in the same room as her.
She seemed to love despising you when you were on stage together. I only wished it was me. Did she feel anything for either of us?
I fear not.
I never had the courage to ask. There's one speech in your play in particular that intrigues me.
That. Well, I think after all it had better remain unspoken. It might be for the best.